Hello. Hey, we got audio. All right. What's going on, fellas? All right. So there's the off-season screen and the recent signings. Fritz Rietmeister, who used to be actually a nomad. Jose Castaneda, I managed to sign for 1 year. I've got no money to sign people for multiple year contracts. Masamune Yamada went to California. Casey O'Beer, former Ohio Oxen, went to Montreal on a 3 year deal for 12.6 mil. Good job there, Danny. And Tyrone Osaurus, former Ohio guy as well, to Miami. AI signing, 5 year deal for 85 mil. That's the biggest contract signing so far. And I guess we've got the Rule 5 to run. Now, Brandon did ask me to look into something on the Rule 5. Let me just go backtrack and find that. Maybe I should put the. Hold on a sec here. You guys probably want to see me. Video device capture. Hey. All right. Let's fucking make this smaller. Whoa. And whoa. Put me up in the, you know what, I'll put me down there for a sec. All right, can you guys see me? Wave your hands if you can see me. You can't. You can see me, I can't see you, so that's not going to work. Give me a sec here. Oh, and we've got a trade to put in too. Our wheel and dealer, Troy. I don't know if you're watching yet, but Troy and Scott Davis, or sorry, Scott, the other Scott Dumler, did a deal. Nevada's sending Dave Tripp, Raul Peralta, and David Michel. All of them are minor leaguers to Arizona. Arizona is going to send in return Tak-Hyung Yang, their rock star first baseman, and retaining 75% salary. That's quite grand of Troy because Yang's a real hot shot. And they're, I believe, Nevada and Arizona are in the same division, are they not? So that's, but I think Troy's playing the long game there. All right. But let me, I digress. Let me find this message from. Right. So I guess there's a couple of issues with the Rule 5 pool. I don't want to give the name out. However, just have a look at the pool. I'll see if I can find the guy without actually sort of giving it away who I'm looking for. Go sort by name. All right, bear with me, folks. All right. Tricky. All right, I'm going to blank out the screen for a sec. I don't know if I can do it. Yeah, I think I could do that here. I'm going to blank out the screen. You'll just see me in the corner. And I'm going to look up this guy that Brandon asked me to look up without giving away who it is and see why he's not showing up in the draft list. But he's in the pool. And yeah, let's have a, and there might be some strange reason for it. Not really sure what that reason could be. AAA guy, age 23. I actually don't know if I can solve this one, Brandon. I'm going to guess you're interested in drafting him. Hold on. The one thing I can check. That's why. All right. For some reason, he was checked unavailable for draft lists. That might have been a holdover from some other draft. I don't know. Maybe from the. It was probably manually changed for the. The amateur draft. Anyway, I fixed that. Brandon, are you? I don't know if you're watching or not. Brandon, if you're watching, send me a message in Slack to let me know if you want me to put that guy on your list. That way we don't have to interrupt the draft here. And I'll watch my Slack for a message. Can I see? I got 3 viewers. Can I see who's viewing? Hey, there you are. Yeah, so send me a message in Slack to let me know if you want me to put that guy on your list. I don't know if I can see the lists or not. I may not be able to see the lists until we actually start the draft. But I can manually over. Okay, gotcha. So I can make him your first pick if you want. Anyway, okay. So let's. I've imported already. Let me just double check that I've imported everybody. Whoops, I've already got a job. I don't need to see a job. So the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of the 20 teams. Sorry, 16 teams, half the teams. And that actually is 100% of the human GM teams, unfortunately, which means we need to do some recruiting this offseason as well. Hopefully we can get some recruiting done. All right. So there's the screen. I've imported. Is there anything I'm forgetting? I better save before we advance this. Oh. And before I start the draft, I'm going to input that trade. So let me go back to the trade. That was Nevada. Oops. Care about the statistics. I don't have a mouse. I'm using the touchpad on this the crap top. Player trade. Initiated trade. The other team was Arizona. All right, so Nevada sends a bunch of minor leaguers. I'm hoping they're on the prospect list, maybe. Gonna assume they're fairly high potential guys. Peralta, Michelle, and Tripp. Peralta, Michelle, and Tripp. There's Michelle. Should just do this alphabetically. There's Peralta. And Tripp. Oh, Tripp's injured. All right. In exchange for Yang, I believe. Tak Yang. Where's Yang? Yang, where are you? Is he not on the active roster? Or am I just not seeing him? Tak Yang. Where the hell is he? He's on the LB roster. What? What's going on? Maybe he's on the, is he on the injured list? Let's check that 40-man roster again. Yang. Where's Yang? Where's Yang? All right. This is irritating. Oops. Wow, that's a lot of DFAs. That's a lot of. There's no first baseman, no Yang. Where the hell is Yang? I would love to know what roster he's on right now. This is a bit of a problem if I can't find the guy to include him in the trade. Am I missing something? Somebody send me a message if I'm missing something. Good. Because I can't seem to. You know what? It's on waivers. Wow. No wonder. All right, well, I can go. I think I can trade him from waivers. So let's go back to the transactions. The hard part's finding him, and then once I find him, I think I can trade him. Waivers. There it is. There's Yang. And it was retained 75%. That's the deal. Meadows doesn't like it, but he doesn't. His opinion doesn't count. Yep. All right, thanks, Brandon. Yeah, I got that. All right, so I think that's the deal. Let me just double check it before I execute. Yep, and Troy confirmed. So this is what I'm gonna submit. Oh no, why am I submitting? I want to submit. I want to complete it. What the hell did I do? Well, you know what? I can do it this way. Trade pending trades and complete it. There we go. All right, trade's done. This is a new feature. All right. So the trade is done, and let's get to rolling with the sim, or rather the Rule 5 draft. Rule 5 draft time. I did not submit a list. I'm not drafting anybody. I'm going to guess Chicago's drafting like 5 or 10 people. But let's go with the Rule 5 draft. Starting with round number 1. And current selection is Ohio. And advance the draft. Ohio, no pick. Now we're on Miami. No pick. Toronto. No pick. Montreal. No pick. Arizona. Arizona picks pitcher TJ Goldmine Burlingame. He is the first player to be selected in the Rule 5 draft. Burlingame played for Madison in the Heifer League last year, along with Halifax. He has a 4.5 potential 25-year-old right-hander. And I believe he was drafted just recently. He was Rule 5 draft by Boston, yada, yada. But no, before that, let's go to his history. Oh, yes. USC. He's a Trojan out of University of South California. Excuse me, Southern California. Played a little bit there. He was released. He was college player, NCAA College Player of the Year for Division I, the Southeast and Pac-12 sort of blended conference, and Rookie of the Year. So some good credentials, good resume. And yeah, he won round three. Round three, I think, was a replacement name for the championship. So he won the. That's funny. He won championships with 2 different levels. Calf League and Heifer League, probably because he played on those teams for a significant amount of time. And he was part of a trade around July 5th last year. So yeah, TJ Goldmine Burlingame, relief pitcher, is the first selection in the draft, selected by the Arizona Cowboys. Congrats, Troy. Seattle Salts, select no pick. Milwaukee Hops, select catcher Jose Kramer Collis. And let's see, catcher Jose Kramer Collis, 30-year-old catcher. Not too many 30-year-olds going in the Rule 5, but I guess if you're going to take one, he'd be up there. Played for Arizona last year. And I guess Troy didn't keep him on the Arizona roster, ditched him. He had 26 home runs, 69 RBIs, batted .264, not bad for a catcher. Could do worse. Let's have a quick look here. Oh, he's even won a platinum glove at that position, and he was an all-star for some reason down in the minors. So Jose Collis, selected from the Arizona Cowboys by the Milwaukee Hops, the AI Milwaukee Hops. Whatever happened to our Milwaukee guy anyway? All right, St. Petersburg Admirals selection is Omar Garcia. I believe that was him. Let me just double check. The message Brandon wanted. Yeah, it was Omar Garcia. So I'm going to throw him on there. And draft player. So center fielder Omar Garcia, coming out of the Milwaukee organization, AAA. He's at 2.5 potential, currently 2. He was hot when the season was on. Did play in the Cal League for the last couple seasons. Had some pretty good offense there, pretty good power, 35 home runs, 112 RBIs. It's a decent pick there, Brandon. And drafted. All right, Boston Brawlers. I will advance the draft and see who we get. No pick for Boston. And Washington, no pick. California, no pick. Minneapolis. Did Minneapolis pick someone? Yes. Yes, he did. Minneapolis selected Oscar Gonzalez. So we're still in round 1. And he was the 13th overall pick. I think he was only the 4th player selected. Oscar Gonzalez, a 4.5 potential, 22-year-old lefty closer. Out of my organization, son of a you. Looks like he was, last played for the Brampton Longhorns. So he's a Toronto Nomad guy. And a fairly decent looking guy by the looks of it. I didn't protect anybody, really, so my fault. Good selection there, Oscar Gonzalez. Ground ball pitcher, some good velo, power guy with a curveball and a fastball. Oh, he's from Chicago. Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, where am I going? I want to get back to the draft. There we go. All right, Nevada Speeders are next up. And they selected pitcher Chris Grumbles Ryder. Chris Ryder is a closer, 25-year-old right-handed closer, 5'9", 175 pounds, out of Anchorage, Alaska. Hey, Brandon, you used to have a team in Anchorage, didn't you? And Chris Ryder looks like he was out of, was his last organization. It was Miami. And he was reliever of the year 2 years ago. So excellent job on that selection. He was selected at the Can-Am College All-Star Game. He was, and he won a championship with the Grand Canyon College Spirits. So Chris Ryder, good arm, 3 stars. Should see some good potential with him. All right. Next pick will be Calgary. That's an AI team. They made no pick. New York Dragons are now an AI team. They make no pick. And Chicago, we just know Scott's made a pick, so let's see what it is. What? What? Scott, you didn't make a pick? Wow. All right. We are now in round 2. Ohio's first up again. No pick for Ohio. No pick for Miami. I didn't make a pick. Montreal, nope. Arizona has selected pitcher Lachlan Cross out of Perth, Western Australia. Australian, Brucey. 21-year-old lefty, and he was selected 6'9". The guy's a giant, 6'9" lefty. I just want to go back to the screen for a second. 97-mile-an-hour pitcher, but not a Powerball pitcher for some reason. Probably because his curve and slider are projecting to be a little bit better. Look at his history real quick. I just want to see where he came out of. He's Brandon. He was out of your organization. Oops. And you don't have any more picks. Okay. So selected out of the St. Petersburg Admirals organization. He was named number 88 prospect at the beginning of the 2021 season. And he won the Pitcher of the Year award last year in the Gulf Coast League of our rookie league, Florida Rookie League. He might get shelled in the bigs. Yeah, this is a Rule 5 draft. He's going straight to the bigs, isn't he? He's probably not fully developed yet. But Troy knows what he's doing, I'm pretty sure. All right, Seattle Salts. No pick. Milwaukee takes, I think he was another one of my players. Second baseman Victor Torres out of the Arizona organization. For some reason, I think he was originally a Nevada Speeder. Anyway, so the Milwaukee Hops have selected in round 2, pick number 7, Victor Torres, who actually looks like a pretty decent second baseman. Some good speed, great eye. He's projecting a great eye and some power, gap power. Looks like he's got decent range, double play guy. Yeah, that's the kind of definitely a second baseman, not a shortstop. I don't know why he's got any position rating for left field. That's kind of funny, but yeah, he's definitely skews more second base than shortstop. All right, good stuff. St. Petersburg, you said there's no more picks, so yep, no pick. Boston, no pick. Washington, no pick. California, no pick. Minneapolis has selected Ronnie Riordan, a 22-year-old lefty, starting pitcher, 6'5", 210 pounds, 2.5-star potential according to the OSA rating. And looks like he's a power pitcher. He's got a decent velo, 98. Could even go up from there. He's young. Fastball, curveball with a circle change projecting to be pretty good. He's originally Brandon's player way back in 2017, but he failed to sign with Anchorage and went back into college, Green College Bugs. Then he was drafted by Arizona, and at one time was number 100 prospect. Yeah, good stuff. All right. So Minneapolis picks up Ronnie Riordan. He may not be ready either. 22. Yeah, it's young, real young. Nevada Speeders select pitcher Jim Jane. A lot of pitchers, man. I think everyone except for one has been a pitcher so far. Jim Jane, 26-year-old right-hander, relief pitcher with a 3.5-star rating according to OSA. We're just 1.5 right now. Another power pitcher. Lots of power pitchers coming. Yeah, projecting a very good fastball, very good stuff. He's actually probably a really decent pick, 26. He could have a breakout year. He's a young fella out of Vancouver, BC. I was just in Vancouver twice this year. And let me tell you, there's not a lot of baseball going on in Vancouver. They're not baseball people there. Having said that, that's where Larry Walker's from, Maple Ridge. Oh, he might have some leadership qualities. I like when the personality says level-headedness. Brings that to the clubhouse. So just take a quick look at his resume. He was a McMaster Marauder. McMaster's a real team in, I want to say, the Canadian College Baseball Association. OUA. Yeah, McMaster's in Hamilton. Yeah, so it's Ontario University Athletics. Looks like he won the Reliever of the Year award, finished second for the Ferguson Jenkins Pitcher of the Year award. And yes, that's not a real award. I did name the top pitcher in the Canadian College League after Ferguson Jenkins, who I understand never went to college in Canada. But hey, it's Fergie Jenkins and he's Canadian. And he's second in Rookie of the Year. So a real good 2017 year, drafted by Boston. And he just kind of floated around, did some Oceanic Winter League, some summer college tournament stuff. Had a pretty good, he was a round 2 pick. And he's a round 2 pick again for Nevada. So good job, Nevada. He actually looks like he could be a decent pitcher. No stamina, so don't expect him to see him in the rotation 2 pitches anyway. He's definitely more for the bullpen, but that's a good bullpen arm. All right. Let's see who Calgary picks, and they have no pick. New York, no pick. Chicago, no pick. Ohio, back to the top of the order. Round 3, no pick. No pick for Miami. Arizona has selected a round 3 selection, and it's pitcher Kyung-Won Na, I believe I want to say out of the Boston organization. And is it? Yep, Boston Brawlers. Oh, I don't like to see a litany of injuries like that when I look at a guy's history, let me tell you. But a 2-hitter, a 4-hitter, he's got some good games when he's happening. He was an international amateur free agent out of South Korea, signed to a nearly $4 million contract with Hamilton back in 2016. So that's interesting. What's going on, Danny? Did you not put any picks in? Pretty good rated stuff. 4.5 star potential, 99 mile an hour fastball. Moderate stamina. I don't think he'll ever be, especially with a crappy changeup, I don't think he'll ever be a starter. And he may even be too young really to break into the majors. But there he is, Kyung-Won Na, a 21-year-old right-handed reliever out of Korea, Dangjin, Korea. Seattle Salts have made no selection. Milwaukee has made no selection. St. Pete's, Boston, Washington, California, Minneapolis. Minneapolis has selected John Barr, catcher. It's, I think, the second catcher to get selected. And did I see an injury notice? He is injured for 2 more weeks only, ruptured Achilles. And John Barr is a 21-year-old right-handed hitting catcher out of Norwich, England. Oh, he's English. How about that? Looks like home run power and avoiding strikeouts, pretty good, decent arm. Not much else you could really expect out of a catcher other than some pretty good defense. Slow of foot. So yeah, selected out of Chicago. All right, so another Chicago player gets pinched. Or poached, I should say. Nevada, any pick for Nevada? And there is. It's a catcher, Mike Legrand. And he will be selected round 3. A 23-year-old right-handed hitting catcher. 6'1", 210 pounds. Very decent defensive ratings. Much like the other guy, moderate to home run power if he connects. Not very good contact. Definitely not the fastest guy in the team. Mike Legrand, selected by Nevada. Looks like he was out of the Boston organization. Signed a minor league contract after being released by Chicago earlier this year. Look at that. And he only signed to Chicago last season, 2020, on a $10,000 contract. Wow. Won a whole bunch of championships and Player of the Week awards. But yeah, other than that, he's not really had a stellar career, but he's done okay, I guess. Calgary Inferno have selected nobody. New York, nobody. Chicago, nobody. Ohio, nobody. Miami, nobody. Back to the top of the order now in round 5. Arizona has selected Stan Candy Nose Noseworthy. Gotta love these. Gotta love these nicknames. 4-star potential reliever. 19. Wow, that's young. Wow, is that young? Troy. Yeah, I hope you know what you're doing, buddy. Right-hander. Yeah, young fella, 6'2". He's got potentially a great slider and some great stuff. Finesse pitcher. You know, it's funny. When I was a teenager, I could actually throw a pretty decent slider. No velo, of course. I had noodle arms. So, and Noseworthy was also out of Brandon's organization. So Brandon loses another very young fella who could have potentially been a valuable asset as a reliever later on. But you know what happens with these Rule 5 picks a lot of times is if they don't stay on the roster the whole season, they get sent back. So, all right, Seattle has no pick. Milwaukee, no pick. St. Pete's, Boston. I wonder if we're done now. We might be done. Nobody for Nevada. Chicago, yeah, back to the top for the round 5. Let's see if there's any round 5 picks. No, Arizona did not make a pick. And I think that would be it. So if we can make it to round 6, I'm just going to auto the rest. Draft is ended. And there you go. All right, well, and congratulations to everybody on their draft selections, those of you that made some selections. I'm going to advance the game a couple days now. We won't get out of the year, but I'll do at least a couple weeks to get all the DFAs are 15 days. So just save before anything crashes. Yeah, all the DFAs are 15 days, and so I could do, I guess, 2 weeks. See how the free agent signings are going. And it's Monday, so we'll do 1 week. Milwaukee, Hops, and Washington executed a trade. Check back on that later. Says it's simulating. I don't know what it's simulating. Yeah, Danny, the Rule 5 draft can't be done on Stats Plus. As far as I'm aware, there's no way to do it there. So we've always done the Rule 5 draft in game. Anyway, I wouldn't be too stressed about it because a lot of these Rule 5 guys, first of all, half the teams didn't pick anybody. And the Rule 5 is always tricky because, first of all, you need roster spots. If your 40-man is full, you can't pick anybody. The player, no matter how bad they are, has to stay on your 25-man roster for the entire season. If they don't, then they have to get sent back to the team you drafted them from, which some people use that as a strategy. So it is what it is, but it's not my cup of tea. I don't think I've made a lot of Rule 5 picks in recent years. I mean, I do have a wiki page. If you guys go to wiki.bowleague.org, there's actually a Rule 5 draft page, and I'm just checking it now. I don't know if I can get it on screen for you or not. Browser source. No, that's not going to work. I don't know. Oh, I don't remember what that was. But no. Window capture, maybe. Maybe window capture will do that. Oh my God. Way too many windows to pick from, and I don't know which one it's. I don't want to crash this, so I'm just going to cancel that. All right. Well, anyway, I'll just explain the Rule 5 draft page. I do have a draft results page as well. And there it is. But just to give you an idea, if you go to the Rule 5 draft page, in 2016, 17 players were drafted, 15 were returned to their original teams. In 2017, only one player was drafted, and that guy was returned. 2018, 21 players. That was our biggest draft to date, and I think that was even bigger than this year's. We didn't see that many picks. 6 players were returned. 2019, 4 players were selected, 1 was returned. And I actually haven't looked at the 14 players that were drafted in 2020 to see if any of them were returned, but I guarantee at least some were. So that was it. So I'll have the final stats and how many were picked in this draft a little bit later. But oops. But yeah, anyway. We have a signing. Julio Madriles was signed by Miami for $1 million. Starting pitcher, 30-year-old, 2-star guy with an 8.50 ERA last year. But you know what? The 8.50 ERA, that's funny. He played for Miami, so they signed their own guy back. The ERAs were way out of whack last year. I'll just show you real quick from the history index how out of whack they were. So in both leagues, really, they were up 70 points in the Metro League and up only 20 points in the other league. But that's the first time that both leagues have been over a 5.0 ERA, I think, ever. The Metro League, formerly the American Eagle League, was over 5 in the first year, 1995, and then they were over 5 again last season. But the pitching was generally better in the Lake League, but last year was atrocious. Now the good news is, offense was also up. You can see the 282 batting average, league batting average for the Metro League. So the hitting was out of control. Not a lot of good pitching last year, but that's the way it goes sometimes. All right. We'll go back to the off-season screen. We're at the off-season screen. We'll do one more week, and we'll see what happens. Oh, of course, it's my guy, Castaneda. Oh, I just signed him. That's why. Well, on the active roster you go, buddy. Oh, how I forgot to do that. Anyway, let's advance that week again. And there's another signing. Looks like Lazaro Lozano has been signed by Calgary for 5.9 mil. Wow, a whole whack of them. All right, so Lozano, Garth Goyle went for $26 million to a 3-year deal to Arizona. Good job, Troy. Looks like I signed Nate Kramer after all on a 1-year deal for probably far too much money. I don't know who I was competing with. There was someone else I was bidding against him with. It might have been Arizona, actually. And Miguel, Danny's made a signing for a 3-year deal for Miguel Ortega. 13 mil a year on average, 41.4 mil. So good job, Danny, on your 3-year signing of second baseman Miguel Ortega, who's actually he might be 39, but look at this guy's stats, like just crazy. Great defensive guy, huge speed. And the contact and power is right up there. Gap power, anyway, is right up there. Still a great contact guy. Yeah, 3-year deal. He opted out from what was his last team? Calgary? Anyway, did a good job. 21 game hitting streak last year. So it was Miguel Ortega. So those were the major signings in the last week, and it's December 27th. I don't want to advance too far to get to the almanac yet, because that takes forever. So we'll wrap it up here, and congrats to everyone on your signings, and we'll see you guys in the next sim. So today's Sunday. Next sim will be Tuesday. I don't know if I'll do a live on Tuesday. I've got trivia night at the pub, but we'll see what we can do. Congrats again, and let's get this party rolling. All right, and before it gets too far out of hand, I'm gonna stop the stream. But yeah, see you guys Tuesday. I don't know if we'll do a live one, but we'll certainly see you on the Slack channels. Don't forget to subscribe. Ciao.